Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to The Edward. I'm your host, Eddie, and in tonight's video, I'll be discussing what I thought of that awesome mid-season finale for AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. It dropped earlier tonight. I just got finished watching it a few minutes ago, and now the show will be going on a brief hiatus until it returns in about 3 weeks on August 11th. Now, before I jump into my spoiler-filled episode review, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review. Again, if you're not caught up on the show by this episode or the past couple episodes, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers. So, you have been warned. That being said, let's jump into it. Oh, what a great episode. What an awesome episode. You know, you guys know me. I love these big ensemble pieces, and this episode was an ensemble piece. I mean, it featured almost all of our characters. It brought all of our solitary togethers like Dwight, Daniel, and Grace together with us. We finally got to see some awesome banter and humorous scenes between the twins, Sarah and Wendell. And I thought to myself, you know, Wendell hasn't had a whole lot to do the first half of this season. He hasn't been seen or done that much. And then they give him a badass heroic moment. And obviously you knew he wasn't going to die, but you could tell that he was prepared to, and he was willing to risk his life so his friends could land safely. And I love how he starts off with his farewell sentiment telling Sarah that she still makes shitty tasting beer, but he loves her nonetheless. That was awesome and heartfelt. And then like everybody reuniting with each other, that was great. And it occurred to me, when Alicia had seen Daniel, she has not seen him since like the mid-season finale of season 2, because all the other times that Daniel has come back, he's only interacted with Nick, Madison, and Strand, and Ophelia, and he hasn't seen Alicia in forever. And obviously they remember and like each other, so that was nice. And then it was nice for all of our characters coming back together. And then I knew things were going to work out in this episode, obviously, because Comic-Con a few days ago dropped the trailer for the second half of this season, which obviously showed all of our characters alive and well. And at the moment, Alicia seems safe from nuclear contamination, at least let's hope so. But, you know, everybody's alive and safe and in one piece. And then the interesting thing they dropped on us is that our would-be villain Logan, the guy and his hostile gang of former truckers, doesn't seem to be quite in control of this post-apocalyptic gang of ex-truckers, where it seems like somebody decked him because they couldn't find a particular item they were looking for at the truck stop. And now it seems he is seemingly on his own, and it seems like the words, that little speech that Sarah gave him earlier about making amends for wrongs they've done in the past, actually did have somewhat of an impact on him. But it seems like he's not the double-crossing scumbag as like when we first met him at the beginning of the season. However, he's still a bit shady, and I think the group is smart enough to know to stand their toes and keep their eyes on him for the time being. But it seems like now they have a new mission, which is now to acquire more gasoline, because whatever gas is left lying around is going to become unusable very soon, unless they start pulling it out of the ground. And it sounds like Polar Bear had written down in his journal that our group has a location where they could start pulling gas or gasoline out of the earth. And it sounds like Logan's group wants it first before our heroes can get to it. So now everybody's back together. John and June are engaged, which was sweet. I liked it, but then also I thought, one of them is gonna die. Because at a show like this, you're like, oh yay, they're gonna be together. Oh no, one of them's dead. Oh no. I mean, I hope to God not. I really hope not. And I also love that scene right before they get on the plane. I'm like, you know, I bet Dwight and John are just gonna come roaring down through that herd of walkers, and they're just gonna be shooting them left and right as they get to the plane. And that sort of happened. They didn't go right through the herd, they drove around them, but they still delivered a couple of cool kill shots, which I really liked, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, I loved this episode. I loved that they wrapped up the storyline of getting everybody back together and fixing the plane, and then the plane successfully landing for the short trip that it was, so that was pretty awesome. And now they have a new goal, and a somewhat new friend slash enemy, frenemy, I guess is a better term to use, who could lead them to gasoline if they want to keep doing what they're going to be doing. So I really loved this episode. Everybody reuniting with each other, everybody coming out in one piece for now, and then learning more about our would-be villain, how he didn't have full control over this gang of ex-truckers, and how one of them even went as far to deck him right in the eye, and how there might be more layers to this guy than we realize. And now it seems like he's teaming up with our heroes to find this gasoline source before the ex-truckers do. So we'll find out in a couple of weeks of what happens next, and I am very, very excited to see what storyline they have for the second half of this season. Because this show, we're Walking Dead, there's usually one storyline throughout the whole season. This show usually is split into two chunks, and there's one storyline for the first half and then another for the second half, which always is a precursor to the next season, which there will be, by the way. They confirmed at Comic-Con earlier this weekend, Fear the Walking Dead will be back for Season 6 next year. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to stay up to date on Fear the Walking Dead and everything else on my channel. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.